Hey Christian, look what came.
Hey guys, today's video, we're actually doing another collab, or not really collab, but like, you know, dad and son video with my dad here. He posted a little bit of like a part, kind of part one. He posted it, I think like yesterday he posted it?
Yeah, check out on my the Sustainable Tracker channel on YouTube.
Okay guys, so we ended up getting the BBS series drive system. This is the BBS 02B with a 100mm motor. In the kit, you're going to get the two crank arms, I guess you call that. You're going to get the bracket hardware that's needed to attach the motor to the bike there. We already have the motor kind of just sitting in there freely, just for a fit check. And then Christian's actually finishing up on tightening some of the bolts on the sprocket. It comes with the 42T sprocket, the kit that we ordered, but you can choose the size of sprocket. It also came with some of the sensors needed. I'm not quite sure what this sensor's for, but we'll find that out as we go through the process. It came with the light as well, LED light. And then we also chose this EDK01 control unit, which is going to look like this guy when it's all lit up here. It'll look like that. And then it did come with some additional tie wraps, and it looks like the brake sensors for the hydraulic brakes. You can also choose manual mechanical brakes. And then our kit also included the battery with the cradle. We have the battery charging right over there right now. It's a 48 volt 17.5 amp hour battery, and then it also came with a thumb throttle. We actually ordered on the side separately some hydraulic brakes, which came with the rotors, and we also ordered there's something else we ordered and I forgot. Oh, the gear shift sensor, which is a shift sensor. That'll help shut the power off when we shift our gears. It won't be powering the motor during gear shifts. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on the install and follow along with us. So guys, you can see we got the kit in, and we have all our components right over here. What we did is one of the first things we wanted to do is just kind of double check. Here we had a good, we want to make sure we had a good fit, and we can see the distance there, so we're going to fill that in with spacers. And then also, you can see right in here the sprocket clearance. Looks like it's going to clear pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And then it also came with the tooling that I ended up buying on Amazon, but it does come with the tooling to take apart the existing one, but we already had that done in the previous episode. And then our spacers, which I ordered separately as well from Amazon, and the hydraulic brake kit from Bucklos, I believe, it's a mineral oil kit, and it also came with some new rotors, so we're gonna put those guys on as well. So let's see what happens here. So I'm gonna try and fill in that gap with these spacers, and let's see how that works out. Christian's over here, he's installing the chain guard, which it basically is a cover that goes over the chain gear, and you just attach them right here through the little, right in there. So let's see.
Alright, so right now we are going to be putting on some spacers, because when we have this, if we try to put, let's say we try to put this on, I'm not putting it on, we try to put this on. This is supposed to go like that. And you see that room right there? We have to fill in the gap. Spacers. So we're gonna try 2 more. Right on there. 1 and 2. Alright, so now let's go fully back.
So Christian was able to get it tightened up in there. You can see right here. So we have a good, nice fit. Motor isn't going anywhere, and it's nice and secured in there. So we're just kind of following these steps here. We've done that. We've fitted the motor. We've done that bracket, and now Christian's working on this nut, M33 steel nut, and he'll come in after with the aluminum nut and tighten that down. See how he's doing. As you can get it. Fooling around here. Line up those little marks. There you go. Crank that sucker down. Sure.
There you go.
All right. Yep, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Knuckles. All right. All right, so we have the motor secured. See that there? We got the steel nut and the aluminum nut on. We're spaced out about where we need to be to get that nice and tight. The motor's not going anywhere. So now it's just gonna be running all the accessory wires and control wires to the unit. Actually, I skipped a step. We actually can put on we'll put on the chain next. And then after the chain, we'll put on the crank arms. And then we'll start focusing on the wiring and stuff. All right, so next we have the crank. We're gonna put the cranks on, and luckily, so the kit comes with these black ones. But I think by popular demand, I'll show you what they look like. Right, black or those golded out ones. So what do you guys think? We're kind of going with those. I think it looks good with those. Right? What do you think, Christian?
Yeah.
We're gonna go with those?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna go with those. We'll install those guys next. Okay, so we're gonna install the speed sensor. And what that looks like, it consists of 2 pieces. You have this magnet that you install somewhere right around here on the spoke, like so. You can see that. Oops, it just fell. It's very magnetic, as you can tell. You install that there, and then what you do is you grab this piece. Where'd it go? I believe it is this piece here. And it has a bracket that it comes with here, you see. Once it's installed on that bracket, this piece will then mount somewhere right around here, like so. And you have to make sure that, if I can get a better angle here of this, that you have a good clearance. So, I believe that's what the bracket's for, so that you can adjust the distance to the magnet that you see right there. So let's get that started. So when you're installing the speed sensor, just take note of some things that I've learned when I did the install just right now. Let me show you. Okay, so a couple things I noticed. First off, this screw that tightens down the magnet on the spoke is a special one of those Allen wrenches or the Torx heads that have like a hole in the center. Let me show you what I'm talking about. know if you guys can see that on camera. I'm trying to get that zoomed in here for you. You guys can see that there's like a little hole on that tip. It's a, oh, this is horrible. But it is a, there you go, that's better. So it's a Torx head on there, and then it's got a hole in the middle. So, yeah, so you need a special head there to tighten that magnet down on the spoke. The other thing is when you're, so this sensor portion of it here just tie wraps it, like you can see here. We'll make sure that when you're tie wrapping it, that this threaded portion is facing kind of like where the motor is, because the wire is going to come down right here and attach to it right in there. So I made a mistake and I had it opposite. So I just had to cut the tie wrap. But yeah, so this thing just tie wraps in. Let me grab another tie wrap and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you just kind of stick that through here. You guys can see that. And then bring that guy around. And then it just kind of goes zipped up in there.
So once it's in, I'm gonna come around and just
nice and tight. I want that guy moving. And then another thing, this bracket is kind of cool because you could then adjust this so that it's closer or further away. So I think it's probably okay right there, but we can bring it like really close, but I'd like to give it some clearance just in case, you know, we do have some massive jumps or something and the wheel deflects a little bit. It gives it room to move. Okay, so once you have that secured, then you're going to want to connect the dedicated cable coming from the motor for the speed sensor. It's really easy to tell which ones go to which. This one obviously has like a little screw here, and that's going to thread, not screw, but like a collet or thread portion, and that'll thread onto there. You have other ones. Obviously, this is like for the battery. You can tell that that's a different one. This might be for the controller display unit up on top, or this one might be. We'll know once we get the connections. They all have different connectors on them, so it's really easy to tell. So we're going to go ahead and connect that guy up, and we're going to connect this guy up, and then we'll zip tie it where it needs to go. We'll zip tie it out of the way, I mean. Okay, so we got the speed sensor in, and so now we're going to start focusing on the controls up here, on the arm here, the handlebars. So we got to remove all of these components out of the way so that we can make some room for like the thumb throttle and the display unit that would go here. And since we have the brakes off, we're going to go ahead and install the hydraulic brake lines as well. So taking off the handlebars here, or the grips, these just pretty much, you just twist on them and they just pull right on out. It's not that hard to do. Good opportunity to replace these if they're a little worn, which we'll probably end up doing at a later time because these are pretty worn. And then to remove the gear shifter mechanism, I already loosened the screw, but there's a screw on the bottom that you can see there. And you just loosen it, and this guy just will slide right on out, like so. And then that leaves you the ability to slide out your brake lever as well once you loosen the bolts. So okay, we got the new hydraulic brake lines, hydraulic brake system installed here on the handlebar. Right, and then I just ran the wire down, kind of the way the other one was. I'll have to, do a little cable management. And then the calipers that came with the kit just fit right into the existing location. They're all pretty much standard, but just if you do end up ordering an upgraded hydraulic brake kit, make sure you just measure these distances. Make sure that the bracket off the fork, or the mounting position off the fork, meets the bracket. Like I said, again, it's pretty standard. And the neat thing about this kit is it came already self-bled with the mineral oil already inside of it. So all I really had to do was just install it, and it went right in slides right in where the disc is. Another thing you need to make sure is that you are ordering it for the right size caliper. Again, 160 is about standard for all across the board. But the neat thing about this kit is we're actually going to replace these probably be another video when we replace these, but it actually comes with new rotors here, which you can see right here. So we'll end up putting those on at a later time, once we get this e-bike conversion set up, all dialed in. So working here on the back brakes, and we've already kind of taken off the line. We've taken off the lever off the handlebars. Had to cut away all the tie wraps here. Brought the line, got it nice and loose, and then just taking off these caliper bolts here. You just take those guys off, and then this guy will just come right on out like so. Get rid of him, and then you get the new one. This is the hydraulic. These are the hydraulic ones, and these will just kind of slide right into place, but you have to remove this there's a little bracket back here, this guy, or this little spacer, I guess, if you will, like so. And then just position it where it needs to go. Right in there. Make sure your brake shoes clear the rotor, and then you just bolt that guy right back up. Rerun the lines up to the top, reconnect your lever to the handlebar, and you're all set. You got hydraulic brakes. All right, so we have everything mounted minus the battery, but we got the motor, we got the brake lines on, we got the display, handles, throttle, right there. You guys can see that. The next thing is we're going to focus on the battery. We're thinking about putting it on the upper bar. We don't think it'll fit on this down tube here. So after we have all the hardware mounted, then we'll do all of our cable management at that time. So let's take a look and see where we're going to put this battery. So you guys can see this battery is pretty big. It's a 17.5 amp hour, so it's really tall this way. I don't think it's going to fit that down, so let's take a measurement real quick. Let's take a look and see. Nope. Nope. Let's try it the other way. Let's see if we can spin this thing around. Here. Okay, let's see this way. Oh man, nope, definitely not. So might just have to go right up here on the top tube there, and then we'll have to make sure we have clearance for the seat adjustment there. So let's see how that works out. So normally we'd be able to just, if we were able to put on this down tube, these screws that would normally hold the water bottle mount or holder would just be used for the battery mount. But being that our battery doesn't fit, we're gonna have to figure out a way how we're gonna strap that battery to the top up here. Might have to tap out some screws, some holes up here on the top bar. Let's see. All right, guys. So change of plans. What we actually we had initially decided to put the battery on this location here, but after further thought, fitting it just didn't really look right. And we have seen some other options out there where they actually put the battery on the back rack, on a back rack over the tire, and so that's actually what we're going to do. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So we actually had this rack from another bike that we weren't really using, so we went ahead and just mounted it. It just mounts up right in here. Make your adjustments so that way you have some clearance here, and then it actually just kind of clamps to the seat post here. So you adjust it so that way, you know, you have some clearance here on the tire, you know, and all this whole thing moves together as one unit. So this won't actually come into the tire because it's actually fixed. It won't go anywhere. But anyway, so what we're gonna do now is I'm getting ready to drill some holes right here on this top plate, and then we're gonna mount, what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount this battery mount. This is actually, the battery actually slides into this. We're gonna mount this guy right about there. Then the battery will just slide into place on top of that. And then we'll just have a complete like battery rack back here. Let's see what that comes out like. All right, guys. So we got the battery in. We got it on the. We got it all installed here on the rack here. I was able to get some screws in and screw the base down, and then the battery just comes in and slides on the base. And then I got my connectors connected here, battery connector. I ran that down here, and I'll tie wrap that down in here. I'll tie wrap that right down in this area here. And then I got the other wires going here. The kit comes with like an extension cable that adapts right in here to the motor. Then this cable will bring it right on out all the way over here. The connections are pretty, they're color coded. They're pretty self-explanatory as long as you get the, it's really hard to see, but there's some arrows on there on both sides. One's painted, one's not. Those go in there, and they can only go into the correct one, so it's really a no-brainer. Pretty easy. These extra two here are going to be for my brake sensors, which I still have to wire up onto the actual brake levers. But once I get all that connected, then I will do some cable management, you know, clean it all up, and we'll give it a run and see what happens. There's some other cables here that we're not going to use today. This is actually going to be for the shift sensor when we get ready to plug that in. And then this is actually going to be for the light if we end up using a light on it. So we're going to go ahead and install the brake sensors and finish up this build. Okay guys, so we're over here installing the brake sensors. And we got one of them installed, and we're getting ready to install the other one, but I wanted to show you what we did here. So what I first did is I mounted, I kind of just placed these guys on the brakes, and I kind of have the brake handles twisted around just so it makes it easier for me to position them. Once they're done, I'll twist them back over the right spot, but just for positioning right now, I go like this. So this is the, that's going to be the brake sensor that goes into the computer. Follows in line, it goes back into the controller down there. And what it does is when the brake lever is pressed in, it will disengage the motor. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to place it. And what you'll notice here is you have this little light right here. That's your brake sensor light. And when you put the magnet, this guy here, in the right spot, like so, you can see that light turns off. But when I hit the brake, so I place it there, and then when I hit the brake, you'll see that red light come on. See, that indicates right there that the motor's been shut off. If I let it go, it goes back. The light turns off, engaging the motor once again. That's pretty much how this works. So you have to try and find the best spot for this where it works, and I found that to be a good spot. It's also magnetic there, so not only is it going to stick with the double-sided tape, but also with the magnet. The only problem is if you hit that lever too far, look what happens. Whoop! It wants to drop. So I need to figure that one out there. All right, guys, so we got the bike all set, ready to go, and Christian's getting ready to take it off for this main voyage.
This is really...
And he's our test pilot.
Yep.
Without a helmet. Maybe we should get him a helmet. Let's go get him a helmet just to make sure. Here he goes.
Let's see. The GoPro will be on later, but let's see.
Where you going?
About going like 10 miles an hour. Like it's going about 5 or 10 miles an hour.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. Okay, it goes up to 5. Should we try 5?
Try it.
I don't know if pedal assist is on or not.
It probably is. Just assume that it is.
Ooh, yep.
It's on.
Really sensitive.
So pedal assist, as soon as you start pedaling, it just goes. That's what pedal assist means. So you can set the
really
levels.
Sensitive. Really sensitive.
Is it?
Yes. Super sensitive. It's scary. Let's see. 3, 2, 1.
Dang.
I'm still not going max speed.
How fast did you get?
25 miles per hour, not max speed yet.
25?
It was still climbing.
Wow.
It was still climbing, and then I got to the hill.
Okay. So it takes some time to build up
So
the speed.
I think I'm probably gonna go to one of the streets. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna go.
Take it for a spin and then come back to let me know what you think. Okay. So you just got back from I would say probably a 20-minute ride.
30 minutes.
30-minute ride.
Yeah.
And the only reason he came back is because his GoPro.
Yeah,
Car
I only got
died.
I only could get 30-minute footage.
So what do you think? How does it feel?
It feels super good. You know, my main problem is, I don't really like the mountain bike seats. I like the banana seats.
Yeah, like this style of
Yeah.
seat where you have more cushion.
But other than that, it's really comfy. The grips I don't like at all.
I think it's time we gotta have to swap them out.
Yeah.
They look pretty cheesy and stuff.
And then other than that, it was good. It's slow when you take off,
Yeah.
but it gets fast. I was able to go 30 on it, 30 miles an hour without pedal assist,
Oh wow, really?
without using pedal assist.
That's pretty good. That's pretty fast.
Every single time I used pedal assist, I was afraid to go.
Yeah. It's still street legal though, right? 20, is it 30 or 28? Something like
28.
that? 28?
But technically, it's really good as long as
Yeah.
as long as you keep it under that.
So thanks guys again for joining us on this e-bike build.
Yeah.
Remember to follow JBVVTS. I said that right?
Yeah.
JBVVTS. He's gonna have some footage of the build and
The whole video is gonna be in my. He has parts. I have the whole video. It's probably gonna be an hour long. So.
yeah, he's gonna do the ride. You'll follow him on the ride and all that good
Yeah.
stuff and the feel of the ride. Thanks again, guys, for joining us, and keep an eye out for our next video. Who knows what we'll come up with next?
Yeah.
So stay tuned.